Hello guys, this video is about Mold Studio. So if we press on Mold Studio, it's gonna open on basic mold. This part is actually for advanced molds, so we're gonna hide it for now. So as you can see, our mesh is so simple. It doesn't have weird spots, if like nothing underneath or spiky or anything so weird, because that's actually like curvy, smooth, one mesh. There is no issues with it, like not complicated mesh. So we have in basic mold two things, box and inflate. If we use box and press start, it's gonna create a box and subtract the mesh inside the box. That's actually the basic stuff ever. And we have tube pouring. That's gonna be the place that's gonna pouring the liquid inside. So we have control on it. But first we have to explain the sliders. So that's controlling every position. So as you can see, we're changing. Don't bother with this main mesh. We can hide it for now, right? But don't bother with it. So you can control the dimensions of your box from here, and direction of the pouring tube. So we can make it like the opposite way, from down. If you want to make it from up or from other side, and the opposite one, as you can see. But for me, I'm gonna make it like from up here, and it's actually, I want to move this, so I have also for control with gizmo. So I'm gonna press here and press on tube, and I'm gonna move it forward like this. Maybe I want to scale it more bigger. All right. And also I have control on vents. If I want to make holes inside the mold, I can make it so the air trapped can escape easily. So if I go to vent here and press big vent and make it like here, and maybe one more here, maybe one more here, and here, and here, and here, and maybe here, and here. All right. And you can control the size of the vent. So let's make it like this, right? And I'm gonna press generate mold. As you can see, it creates the open parts for vent, and the main one, you're gonna pour the liquid inside. All right, but this method for solid liquid like concrete or other stuff. Why? Because first you have a solid mesh, okay, and you want control the cut, like you want like left part and right part. So we're gonna create or use a smart key cut to do this, and with blade split. And I'm gonna go to blade grid, because as I told you, I have full control on how many blades I want. So I want also the only the red part to be separated. So I'm gonna just, make this both 0, and I want to add joints, make them like 3, maybe 5, because that's a huge part. And maybe we can decrease the size like this, and we can make it like this, the depth of the connectors. And we don't want any labels, and the edge we can decrease to like this, okay? And we're gonna press separate parts. So as you can see, it made separated parts in the same position because we enabled the stay in position. And if we move this forward, you can see it take the same shape but negative, because that's the mold. And you're gonna see the holes for trapped air, as you can see. So now I'm gonna explain why this is useful for solid, liquid, or like concrete, or whatever you're gonna use as a final statue, or not a silicone stuff. You're gonna rebuild it again, because here we have so easy mesh that actually doesn't have like spiky things or complicated like hand or legs or any stuff like this. So it will not be hard to create a 3D mold printing using the final liquid like concrete. Okay, so if you close this and you pour the concrete here, and it's gonna go out easily, like you're gonna pull this parts easily, you will not have any issue. Okay, so but before to go advanced mode, I want to show you the plug shape. You can do it inflate, so you can press start. As you can see, this is not box. It is you can. That's gonna be like less waste in filament, so you can just decrease the inflate, and you press generate, and that's it. You're gonna make the mold, and you're gonna use smart key cut like this. Maybe we want to make other position like this, and maybe let's joins. We're gonna separate. So as you can see, we have these parts like this in inflate shape, so you won't waste too much filament while you are printing, and it is easy to pull off because the mesh is easy. Okay, so the advanced one, I'm gonna import something more, different. So let's say this one. If we go to Mold Studio again and move to advanced mold, first you have to know how you're gonna pour your liquid, the final one, inside your mesh, inside the silicone mold you will make. Okay, so in this case we have a huge base, so we can pour the concrete from down. Okay, and it will not affect any details, and we will not use the upper part. So in this part, before we do anything here, we have a preview for a 2D shape of our mesh. So we want to move the mesh like this to see it from front of you here. All right, like this, and we're gonna flip it up and down 180, and if you go down, you're gonna see 2D fill preview. If you press play preview, see this errors. This is actually telling you here it's gonna get a trapped air. So we can move it like more slow to see. See, this part will get a trapped air. So we have to add connector or vent from here to here. Okay, so how we do that? First of all, so we're gonna go up there, and you're gonna see preparing mesh, and you're gonna spread this section, and you will pick face A, this part, as you can see, this one, and you're gonna connect it here, and it will tell you connect the other face here, and it will create this curve. All right, you can control the curve like this. Maybe we can make it less, so we can remove it after we make the full mold, and we can control it like this. As you can see, the error is gone after we add this. All right, I'm gonna just go again, make the liquid flow up again to see if there is more issues. Oh, here in the hand we get some bubbles at the end of the hand, so we're gonna go up again and pick face A and press here, and maybe we can connect it here. We can control this curve like this. All right, we're gonna go down and move more. Oh, there's a so tiny part here. Maybe we can ignore it. So we can go up again, and that's it. 2 vents only will avoid the bubbles that are gonna be in the hand and the helmet. So after we do this, we're gonna apply, and it will create actually like tubes inside the real mesh. That's actually not a preview or stuff. So as you can see, it made the union using polygon to connect the both. So if we go inside the mesh, as you can see, that's actually tube connecting other part. Okay, we can disable the wireframe, and I think my mesh is ready for the mold. Okay, and I know which position. There is an important thing in the final position I'm gonna bring in real life, like concrete or any stuff. I'm gonna do it in the same position like this. As you can see, we did like 180 degrees, so I'm gonna do in real life the same, and I'm gonna bring from up here. So the connectors will affect or will react as the same we just did. Okay, so if I go like this, okay, and I want to create the actual mold, we can move it like this a little bit. Yeah, okay, we can close this one, we don't need it anymore, and we can close this one also. So we have this method or this step was basically to creating or knowing where the parts is gonna be trapped or have air trapped. As you can see, this part and this part. Okay, and we're gonna press start. Okay, as you can see, this vents or blades from the basic one. So we're gonna remove this for now. So after we cleared all the vents, we're gonna go to create base. So we can create base for our mold, and I just wanna hide the plate so I can see. So first here we have control on the thickness of the silicone mesh. So here's the difference between both basic mold and advanced one. For the basic mold, we are creating or taking the same details on the mesh and making the negative way inside a box or inflate, as you saw. And in basic one, we want to use a silicone or anything. We're just gonna use concrete or a solid liquid, because that's actually will be easy to pull off the parts, and we won't need a silicone to remake a solid part. Okay, but advanced mold, in this position or in this stage, we're actually creating the mold of a silicone one, not the final pouring material you will put inside the statue. Okay, so we are creating the mold silicone, or this method called mother mold. So we are creating the mold of the silicone we're gonna use in real life. Okay, so you have full control on the wall thickness. As you can see, these walls, let me show from up. Why these walls we are making? Because after we generate the mold, you will need, this part will be filled with the silicone, so you will need to cut without touching inside the mesh or the original model. So while we are printing in real life, you're actually printing the actual model, the 3D one, and you are printing also this mold we are gonna make. So that's the difference between basic and mold. Okay, so in this section we have wall thickness. We can control the wall if I want it like this, or maybe more huge as you want. Maybe we can make it like a default like this. Okay, and we have the shear thickness. As you can see from outside, that's the volume of silicone. So we can make it like more bigger. As you can see, it is more fluffy, or you can decrease it like this, and that will be less waste in BLA filament or any type of filament you're gonna use for 3D printing this mold. And the frame margin, you can control the dimensions like this. As you can see, if we increase it or make it less as we want, Maybe we can, if you see, we can make it big, but it's actually too much. So we can make it like 5, maybe 5. All right, that's actually good. And the voxel quality, you can leave it like standard or fast, so your software won't crash or being so laggy. So we can leave it on standard. Okay. So here you can see like a rails in the base, so you can control um, the base height. So we can control the base height, as you see. We can make it more, but I prefer to make the default stuff. Maybe we can increase it a little bit. And in the base margin, you can control the dimensions. As you can see, make it big or less as you want. Maybe we can decrease it a little bit. Okay. And you have here the rails width, so you can control how the reels you want to make, and the depth. Maybe we can make it like this. So this section is venting, and that's actually like the mold basic one. You can press on big vent hole and press your vent and press again. Like you just put a different vents in different places, so there is no air trapped. Maybe here. And this air trapped for the mold, so the silicone mold will not get air trapped, so it will not create bubbles or be destroyed. So for example, like this, maybe we can put something here. All right. This one, the vents will be have holes. This part will have holes. Okay. And we have the tube that we will be pouring the silicone inside it. So we want to make it actually more bigger. So we can press on it and we can press S, or we can choose from up here. So after you scale the tube you want to pouring from this side, for example, and everything is perfect, I'm gonna just press generate. And as you can see, it created the main mold and the base. And why do I say that? Because if you see here, you have like rails, so it's gonna be easy to move the mesh and put any liquid, and at the same time there is no leaking underneath your mold, so that's good. And if we hide the base for a second and press on the mesh, as you can see, the mold also has too much issues, like self intersections, flip normals, so we're just gonna press here and that's it. And after this we're gonna go to smart key, because that's a solid mesh, and the mold section doesn't give you like separated parts. It's actually creating the solid mesh. So we're gonna go to smart key cut and blade split. We're gonna show lines, and as you can see we have also full control or how many parts the mold we can separate. So I'm gonna just make like just one. Okay, and I'm gonna press I don't want any numbers, and I'm gonna press separate, and that's it. As you can see, it separated the mold to different parts, and also it has keys or connectors, and you can select any types of keys you want or connectors. Okay, so let me show you something. If we move this, okay, so that's why the difference between basic mold and advanced one. So the basic mold actually took the same mesh geometry and make it negative inside box or inflate as you saw. But this one creating like a depth bigger than the main mesh, because in real life, so let's imagine this, okay? In real life, you printed this as a 3D printing, okay? And that's a plastic one. So, and you don't want to use plastic and want to use gold or metal or anything, okay? So you create this mold in software as you saw. So you have these parts and this part in real life, okay? What you actually do, you connect this part like this above each other, and you place your model inside to fit like this, and that's actually gonna fit exactly the same. Okay, and you're gonna close it with this part in real life like this, and you can put like something like lock here and lock here, so you make sure nothing leaking from these parts. Okay, and after this we're gonna close it with the base, because the base is so easy. So you just, you know, we're just gonna move it like this in real life. Okay, and make the all inside, like the mesh inside, and everything is perfect. You're gonna pouring from here the silicone one, the silicone liquid, not the final liquid you want to put. So after you put your silicone here and everything is perfect, it's gonna be like this in real life. The silicone will be like this. Okay, but it's gonna be opened from down here like this, because we put the actual model inside our 3D printing mold. So while you are pouring the real material you want, it will goes inside this and it will fill your whole mesh inside. So that's it for the mold studio, and of course we're gonna improve it more and add more features in it and different styles of mold. And also we want to make like a real system practicals for real simulation physics. So that's gonna be a huge update for Audja. So that's it, and next video I'm gonna explain the separate by color, because that's actually so important. And see you next video.